people are killed in a plane crash in Lavaca County. A man is in custody charged with murder in a Victoria shooting Sunday. And federal prosecutors will not seek the death penalty against the accused El Paso Walmart shooter.
Currently on the outside, keeping quiet on the view here from Cuero ISD Weather camera. The rain chances are on the way, so is cooler temperatures. We'll take a look at those coming up in your forecast.
And we take a look at highlights from local basketball games. That's coming up in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now at 10. Good evening and thank you for joining us for 25 News Now at 10. I'm Don Brubaker. Karina Garcia has the night off. An Amber Alert was issued tonight after about a child abduction in Midland. The victim is 11-month-old Darla Steve, last seen wearing unknown clothing. The suspect is 29-year-old Zach Smith, last seen also in unknown clothing. The vehicle they were last seen in is a gray 2022 Dodge Ram 3500. If you have any information, call 911. New at 10, a hotel employee found 2 victims dead from gunshot wounds at a San Antonio hotel today. Police were called out around 11:30 this morning. Upon arrival, police say the hotel employee told officers she found the 2 victims while making her rounds. Officers found both of the victims dead from apparent gunshot wounds. Authorities on the scene investigating and searching for potential witnesses. Around 11 a.m. today, a small plane crashed in Lavaca County. 4 people were killed in the crash. A 5th person was taken to a Victoria hospital. It happened between Sweet Home and Yoakum, near the Yoakum Municipal Airport at County Road 462 and FM 318. The area there was under a dense fog advisory until about 10 a.m., but some residents say it was still pretty foggy when the crash happened around 11 o'clock. Tonight, a church near Memphis is mourning the loss of the 4 people who died. This is video of Harvest Church in Germantown, Tennessee, a suburb of Memphis. The victims killed today were members at the church there. Harvest Church put out a statement identifying the victims as Bill Garner, Steve Tucker, Tyler Patterson, and Tyler Springer. We have photos of 3 of the 5 people involved. Steve Tucker died in the crash. He was the owner of Circle Y Leather Company of Yoakum. Another victim who died is identified as Bill Garner. Kenan Vaughn is the sole survivor. Tonight, he is in stable condition at a Victoria hospital. The church had a vigil tonight and released a statement to keep family and friends top of mind. Here's a closer look at the area where the plane crash happened. It's between Sweet Home and Yoakum, near the Yoakum Municipal Airport at County Road 462 and FM 318. 25 News Now reporter Adarius McCormick was on the scene and has more.
4 people were killed right here behind me in Yoakum after a small plane crash this morning. A calm morning in Yoakum is the usual. This community keeps quiet and tends to their own until a small plane crashed within 1 mile of Yoakum Municipal Airport. The crash sent shockwaves through the small community. The DPS confirmed 4 people were killed and 1 was hospitalized in stable condition. Sergeant San Miguel told us everything he could about the crash.
Right now we are in the beginning stages to removing the people from the aircraft, and that's going to take some time to get that done, but we did get approval to do that.
The FAA and NTSB work to investigate the crash. We don't have many answers to the big questions. We will continue to update as we learn information. San Miguel says the agencies could have answers as soon as tomorrow. Reporting in Yoakum, I'm Adarius McCormick, KAVU TV, 25 News Now.
We will continue updating this fatal plane crash. Just come to crossroadstoday.com for the latest information. Victoria police have a man in custody after a shooting on Sunday. 22-year-old Jacob Solis arrested from a home on the 900 block of North Wheeler Street. Solis charged with murder and 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon connected to the fatal shooting at the Grove Apartments. Also taken into custody from the same residence were 20-year-old Eden Bland, 21-year-old Elijah Hinojosa, and 21-year-old Jacqueline Hill. All were charged with hindering apprehension. Over the last 2 weeks, the Wharton County Sheriff's Office has recovered 4 vehicles that were reported stolen in the Houston area. These stolen vehicle recoveries leading to the arrests of multiple individuals for unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. A 5th stolen vehicle was also pursued but was not recovered. Early Tuesday morning, Refugio County Sheriff's deputies stopped a truck for displaying a false paper tag license. An investigation revealed that the vehicle identification number, or VIN, did not match up to any information concerning the truck's registration. The truck was discovered to be stolen out of Houston. The driver was taken into custody. Police in Fort Pierce, Florida say a woman has died after 8 people were shot at an MLK Day celebration. No arrests were made as authorities hunt for the shooter or shooters responsible.
The search is on for the shooter or shooters that caused this mayhem at an MLK Day celebration in Fort Pierce, Florida. Bystander video capturing the moment shots were fired. Police now investigating.
First 2 shots were bang bang, but then it started getting multiple shots. I have witnessed 2 people got shot.
Police say 8 people were shot, 1 dying this morning. The violence unfolding during an MLK Day car show and family fun event.
As the shots rang out, people were just running in all directions. There was mass chaos there. There were people laying behind cars, laying behind anything they could lay behind. It was kind of hard to tell who was a victim and who was just hiding at that point.
Officials say there was some kind of disagreement that led to the gunfire, a child injured in the chaos.
It's really unfortunate and it's sad that during a celebration of someone who represented peace and equality, a disagreement results in a use of guns and violence.
Based on evidence at the scene, police say there appears to be more than one shooter. They're following up on some leads as the search continues. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
TxDOT starting lane reductions on U.S. Highway Business 59 between Palm Drive and Ben Wilson Street for 14 days. The road will stay open to 2-way traffic during this time. They will start to build a raised median in that area. Let's take a first look at your forecast with First Warn Storm Team meteorologist Trey Mining. Trey?
Certainly was foggy this morning with dense fog around the entire region. More fog along the coast working its way inland, but it won't be as widespread or as dense as it was this morning because of more mixing the atmosphere and rain chances in the region. But we'll talk about those rain chances going up, yes, and of course maybe some other chances down the line to work toward the next couple of days. That's certainly good news for us. We'll talk about that. The cooler temperatures all coming up in my full forecast.
Trey, thank you. Federal prosecutors will not seek the death penalty for a man accused of fatally shooting 23 people at an El Paso Walmart in 2019. The U.S. Department of Justice won't pursue capital punishment against Patrick Crusius. The 24-year-old is charged with federal hate crimes and firearms violations and has pleaded not guilty. Crusius could still face the death penalty on a state capital murder charge. Authorities say a failed New Mexico House of Representatives candidate orchestrated shootings at the home of state Democrats. An Albuquerque SWAT team arrested Solomon Pena on Monday. Police say the Republican paid men to shoot at the homes of 4 elected representatives. No one was hurt. Today, one of the victims spoke out about Pena.
Came to my house after the election, and he's an election denier. He weaponized those dangerous thoughts to threaten me and others, causing serious trauma. He was saying that the elections were fake, that really speaking erratically. I didn't feel threatened at the time, but I did feel like he was, erratic.
Police say the shootings resulted in damage to 4 homes. Pena faces charges related to the 4 shootings. Here's your viewer poll this evening. Scan that QR code right there on your screen. The question is, are you concerned we'll see more violent political attacks in the future? Yes or no? Let's look at the numbers. 84% of you say yes, 16% of you say no. We thank you for voting. Remember to come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part in our viewer polls. The South Texas Blood and Tissue Center reports Victoria has a 2-day blood supply. Type O blood is at a one-day supply. Platelet and O donors are needed. O negative blood is critical in trauma care and is one of the first to run low because of its high demand, since it is the universal blood type. Platelets are needed since they only have a shelf life of 5 days and help cancer patients continue treatment. Right now, every household in the U.S. can get 4 free at-home COVID-19 tests. Go to covidtests.gov or call the number on your screen. The best advice is, if you are feeling sick, you should stay home. The City of Victoria's Development Services are offering assistance with costs for qualifying first-time home buyers. The program is open to residents who are able to qualify for a mortgage but need help meeting the upfront costs for a home. To qualify for the program, residents must earn no more than 80% of Victoria's median family income. Residents who qualify can receive up to $5,000 toward a down payment. Stay with us. Coming up on 25 News Now at 10, a fire at an oil refinery in North Texas sends several people to area hospitals. Also ahead, a $5 million bond is set for Martin Muniz, who is accused of killing 4 people in Cleveland last week.
News Center 25 at 6 and 10 is also heard on KVNN 1340 AM, Victoria's News Network.
Chevy Silverado factory lifted trucks. Where will they take you? Silverado ZR2, Trail Boss, and Custom Trail Boss, because adventure is everywhere.
Well-qualified buyers get 2.99% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups or get $2,000 total cash allowance on this Silverado with a 2.7-liter engine. Plus, current competitive owners get an additional $750 cash allowance.
Get the day's news in your inbox email newsletters from 25 News Now. Sign up today. Go to crossroadstoday.com/email alerts to get started.
Texas? Now's the time to gear up and save on a new Ford SUV. Get great deals on our most capable lineup with a great in-stock selection to choose from, like the spacious and tech-savvy Ford Expedition or Ford Explorer and Bronco Sport. Ford SUVs, #1 in brand loyalty. Drive select new Ford SUVs today with 0% financing plus up to $3,000 bonus cash plus complimentary maintenance.
Ford is the best in Texas.
ABC News is America's #1 news. #1 in the morning, #1 in the evening, the #1 news magazine on Friday nights, the #1 daytime talk show, and #1 in streaming news. ABC News, America's #1 news.
I went to a Knicks game, and I remember the women had on Timberlands with 6-inch heels. Wednesday, we get the play-by-play with First Take Stephen A. Smith.
Is there a Rob in the house?
I'm right here.
It's Rob Lowe. Give it up, y'all. Your new Netflix movie. It's about a family and their dog, right? You're a dog person.
Yeah, I have 4 dogs.
That's why I like animals better than humans. I mean, you're great, but I just mean like, but most times, animals are just really awesome. We are here with Marcus Scribner from Grownish. That's hot, dog.
When you lived with him, did he charge you rent?
No, Your Honor.
That makes him a very nice person.
His ex's daughter took.
I gave her a credit card on her name. The limit was only $200. She was supposed to spend only $200.
Then did she keep taking?
In October, she spent more than $1,000 on the account.
Did you spend $1,000 in October?
No, I did not.
Be very careful that you don't lie to me. Do you understand?
Next, Judge Judy.
A fire at an oil refinery in North Texas sent 6 people to the hospital today. It happened after 10 a.m. Central Time at the Phillips 66 refinery in Borger, about 50 miles from Amarillo. The extent of those hurt are unknown. Authorities say the fire is out. There is no threat to that area, though the roads near the refinery are closed for now. The cause of the fire is under investigation. A judge in Cleveland has set a $5 million bond for an Ohio man accused of shooting 5 of his own family members, killing 4 of them. The sole survivor, a child.
Martin Muniz, charged for aggravated murder.
Young man, what's your name?
The 41-year-old Muniz charged with shooting 5 people, 4 fatally, on Mack Court in Brooklyn Center Friday, appearing in court for the first time.
The state will ask for at least a $5 million bond in this case. The defendant presents a very high flight risk.
The prosecution then laid out the reason for the high bond. Muniz accused of killing his sister, her son, her father, and her husband.
We have 5 victims. 4 of them died as a result of gunshot wounds. The defendant was interviewed. He gave a statement in regards to how he did this, showing no remorse or empathy for the victims.
The state asking for consideration of the youngest victim, 8-year-old Ayana.
We have a victim, his 8-year-old niece that survived. She was shot in the neck. She's still in the hospital. The state will ask for a no-contact order.
Judge Charles Patton then set the bond at the amount requested by the prosecution.
$5 million cash surety, Mike.
Muniz has pleaded not guilty. More lawmakers calling for GOP Congressman George Santos to be investigated. Congressman Richie Torres called on the FEC to investigate where Santos received $700,000 for his campaign. Santos has not revealed the source. Lawmakers from both parties were calling on Santos to step down after reports he lied about his resume and identity. But House GOP leaders have not asked Santos to resign. The CDC needs a reset, according to a report from the Commission on Strengthening America's Health Security. The report says the CDC is in a moment of peril, and a strong, effective, and more accountable agency is an urgent matter. That's according to the commission. Now, according to the report, the CDC needs to strengthen its global work in order to detect and prepare for new epidemic threats and improve its data collection process. It also needs to be able to move money in its budget for crises. About 1 in 5 children has a diagnosable mental health condition. Now, 3 years into the pandemic, the healthcare system is facing increased mental illness amongst children, but there are solutions to improve their well-being.
In 2021, the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry declared a national emergency for young people's mental health. Experts from the University of Michigan say training more providers, such as child psychiatrists and pediatric psychologists, can increase timely access to treatment. Providing mental health resources to them to reduce burnout can also help. Increasing opportunities for providers to connect patients to mental health resources can address untreated issues and integrate mental health into all aspects of medical care. By calling for increased insurance coverage, more local providers can provide services and reduced wait lists for appointments. Additional research on child brain development can lead to more long-term treatments. By providing educational resources to families, schools, and community workers who communicate with children, social triggers of childhood mental illness can be prevented. Experts believe systemic changes to this children's mental health crisis can improve their well-being. With this Medical Minute, I'm Jay O'Brien, ABC News.
Several dogs and cats were rescued from a house fire this morning in California. Neighbors say they were aware the family had dogs but did not realize how many. There were 70 animals in total. Neighbors brought out their own dog crates and carriers for assistance. One of the 3 people living in their home was taken to the hospital for smoke inhalation. Investigators say the cause of the fire is not suspicious, but did not release an exact cause.
And officially no rainfall in Victoria today, but this will be changing coming up by tomorrow as some good rain showers and storms move in along the front. We'll talk about that and the cooler temperatures coming up right after the break.
We offer services over 3,000 square miles in the South Texas area. TISD is your local leader in quality internet. Give us a call today, 361-573-1102.
It's been a great year of Bravo Honda, but 2023 will be the best year yet. New cars, trucks, and SUVs are rolling in. Used car selection is up, and we support every effort to make the best culture around. And that means amazing savings every day, like a 2023 Civic for $279 a month and 3.9 financing for 48 months. And drive today with no down payment and no payments for 90 days. Who are we? Bravo!
Have you been told you have to live with your wound? There is hope at PAM Outpatient Wound Care. At PAM Outpatient Wound Care Clinic, you'll find the latest technology and the most committed and caring professionals dedicated to your wound healing. Our experienced wound healing experts and multidisciplinary team specialize in preventing amputation and preserving limbs.
I began hyperbarics here. I'm walking and have the leg, which is the best part.
Come see us at PAM Outpatient Wound Care, where healing starts here.
Weather in the Crossroads can be disruptive, like the big flood, Hurricane Harvey, and the Arctic blast.
Conditions can change in an instant, which is why we're committed to keeping you and your family safe.
Warning you in advance with weather alert days, on air, online, and on our Crossroads Today mobile app.
From Victoria to Cuero and Port Lavaca, the 25 News Now First Warn Storm Team helps you plan your day every day.
Go faster with 99.9% reliable internet from Optimum. Get 300 meg internet for as low as $30 a month with no annual contract. Stay connected on award-winning internet with 99.9% reliability and whole home Wi-Fi coverage, plus equipment is included. Go from 300 meg internet for as low as $30 a month to achieving more throughout the year. Call 8669-OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com today. Get closer, go farther with Optimum.
We offer services over 3,000 square miles in the South Texas area. TISD is your local leader in quality internet. Give us a call today, 361-573-1102.
I went to a Knicks game, and I remember the women had on Timberlands with 6-inch heels. Wednesday, we get the play-by-play with First Take Stephen A. Smith.
And good evening, everyone. Trade Mining here, and we're looking at the visibilities beginning to reduce along the coast, working its way inland. It will not be as dense or as widespread as it was this morning when all the Crossroads counties had a dense fog advisory, because of more mixing in the atmosphere. The winds are a little bit higher as the front gets closer to us and beginning to get that little mixing going. Also rain chances, so there'll be some fog around. We're not expecting the widespread conditions like we had this morning. So be careful regardless, though. The improving visibilities to go throughout the latter half of the day. And then here comes the front. This is what we're talking about. Its origin is in the Pacific, not from the north, so not any real cold air behind it, kind of milder and cooler air. But it gives us a good round of rain showers and storms tomorrow morning, pushes through about 1 o'clock or so, and then we'll have dry air working in. I think we'll start off the morning with rainfall and then see some sun by the afternoon. And then a temporary little dry area coming up for Thursday, and rainfall chances coming around again Friday into Saturday as a low pressure area forms along the frontal zone. It keeps us in the wet rain coming up for your Saturday. By late in the day Saturday, it begins to move to the east toward Louisiana. We begin to dry out, northerly winds, and then we'll finally get a little bit more cooling by the time we get to the weekend, and late weekend at that. And then looking at marginal risk of severe weather, does not include Victoria County proper or even Jackson County, but about the eastern half of Wharton County toward Matagorda County and toward the Houston-Galveston area. Because it's close by, it's a small risk, but a risk nonetheless. So we'll keep a alert day going for you today tomorrow. We're watching out for that. So keep weather aware just in case. Southerly winds throughout the rest of the night, fog forming along the coast, working its way inland. And then rain chances pretty high coming up for the first half of the day on your Wednesday, and moving on out. And we'll see some sunshine by the last half of the day. So the rest of the evening in the 70s, cloudy skies. Wouldn't be surprised to see a few rain showers pop up around the region. Overnight low 65 degrees. With scattered rain showers begin to increase in coverages, I should say. 80 degrees, we'll still make that for you today tomorrow. Morning storms, of course, northerly winds after the front moves through, and then the afternoon sunshine. So I think that'll be achievable. Extended forecast for us. High temperatures near 80 degrees for your day tomorrow, and 70s and 60s for highs. That's it. And the rest of the time period feeling more normal, like January should, that is, with highs in the 60s over the weekend. Another rain chance after today will be late in the day Friday and Saturdays that are low tracks in the Gulf of Mexico just south of the Texas coast. And then another rain chance potentially on Tuesday. Another system does pretty much the same thing again toward the Texas coast by your Tuesday next week. As we get closer, get a better handle on that. Overnight lows back on the chilly side in the 40s and 30s for the next several days. 40s and 50s, I should say. Maybe some 30s in the northern half of the crossroads coming up by the weekend on the coolest time periods by then. In the meantime, keep weather aware tomorrow just in case, and they can get prepared for some cooler temperatures coming in by Thursday, Friday, and through the weekend. And check this out right here. This is the QR code. Get your smartphone, scan the code that you see right there. That'll take you to a web page. You can download the Crossroads Today app and sign up for email alerts. News, weather, and sports all at your fingertips. It's very handy, easy to use, and it's free of charge. Back to you.
Thanks. We do love that it is free. The Houston Texans are without a head coach and trying to fill that hole. That's coming up after the break.
Take a drive to Coshada and cruise home a winner in the huge $100,000 Cruisin' with Cash giveaway this Saturday at Coshada Casino Resort. Hourly cash drawings start at 6. Then 2 lucky players will win a brand new SUV and $5,000 in cash. The $100,000 Cruisin' with Cash giveaway this Saturday at Coshada, Louisiana's best bet.
Stay up to date with what's happening in the Crossroads by downloading the Crossroads Today mobile app. You'll get instant alerts to your phone or tablet the minute breaking news or weather happens. Only the free Crossroads Today mobile app features weather updates for local sports. The Crossroads Today app gives you the ability to stream our daily newscasts when you're on the go and share pictures or tips straight to our newsroom and so much more. Brought to you locally by Prosperity Bank with 12 locations serving the Crossroads area.
It's been a great year at Bravo Nissan, but 2023 will be the best year yet! And that means amazing savings, like $5,000 in savings on a new 2023 Nissan Rogue. Save $5,000! Who are we? Bravo!
Need weather around the clock? When the weather changes in the Crossroads, you need a reliable source. Visit Interactive Radar online for the latest conditions in the Crossroads area. CrossroadsToday.com. Weather at your fingertips.
Imagine sending off your DNA and getting shocking results that your best friend is actually your sister.
And I was like, this is a prank. There's no way.
There's 300 million people in America, and you two wind up working at the same place.
My mom jokingly in passing had said, well, maybe you're the Karate Guy's kid. And his profile picture was like, that's my face.
Shocking results that turn your life upside down. New Dr. Phil.
When you lived with him, did he charge you rent?
No, Your Honor.
That makes him a very nice person.
His ex's daughter took.
I gave her a credit card on her name. The limit was only $200. She was supposed to spend only $200.
Then did she keep taking?
In October, she spent more than $1,000 on the account.
Did you spend $1,000 in October?
No, I did not.
Be very careful that you don't lie to me. Do you understand?
Next, Judge Judy.
Howdy, Crossroads. The St. Joseph boys basketball team took on the St. Mary's Hall Barons. The Flyers took on the Barons in its home court, the St. Joe Dome, but could not keep up with the offense of the Barons tonight. The Barons outscored the Flyers 30-16 in the first half, and although the Flyers would do better in the second half, scoring-wise, they would still allow 28 points on defense. The Flyers would fall by 20 points, 58-38. Down the road, the Victoria West Warriors took on the Corpus Christi Ray Texans for a district matchup. The game was close for the first quarter, but after that, West took control of the game and never let go. West held CC Ray to just 17 points in the first half while scoring 38 themselves. Most of the final quarter consisted of the Warriors passing the ball around and holding on to the possession, waiting for the clock to tick to 0. West would get the victory by 24 points and will prepare for Gregory Portland next week. Then, following that game, they will see if they can get revenge on crosstown rivals, the East Titans. The former New Orleans Saints coach Sean Payton is saying that Houston could be a potential landing spot for him this year. The longtime coach finished his interview Monday night with the Texans organization and said he would absolutely consider being the coach of the Texans in 2023. The Texans finished with a 3-13-1 record this past season and fired its head coach Lovie Smith. Payton is meeting with other teams this week, including the Denver Broncos and Carolina Panthers. The Broncos met Peyton earlier today, and the Panthers will meet with him on Friday. The Arizona Cardinals are also pursuing the 59-year-old coach, and any team that hires Peyton would have to compensate New Orleans, which has the rights to the coach through the end of the 2024 season after he stepped away from the job following the 2021 season with 3 years left on his 5-year contract. The Texans have the second pick in this year's draft. And it was Tom Brady and the Bucs versus Dak Prescott and the Cowboys for the final game of the wild card round yesterday. Both teams started sluggish, but the boys in blue would strike first with a pass to Dalton Schultz. Brady and the Bucs tried to answer back in the red zone, but a costly turnover would give Dallas the ball back, and Dallas would run the old bootleg to the left, tricking the entire stadium for the second score of the day. Dak is having the game of his life in this game, and in probably the biggest moment of his career, this time rolling left and hitting Schultz yet again in the end zone. This game was a scoring frenzy for the Cowboys, and Tampa did not have an answer until the end of the third quarter when Brady of old would show up and hit Julio Jones on a 30-yard touchdown. The Cowboys and Bucs would both score one more touchdown apiece, but that wouldn't matter. Brady finally loses to the Cowboys in his career after starting 7-0 against them. And the Cowboys also got its first road playoff win since before I was born, which is over 30 years ago. You can go to our website, crossroadstoday.com, and vote on what you would grade the Cowboys' performance yesterday. Well, that's your sports, Don. Back to you.
Quick question, Gino. Do you think Brady is retiring?
I don't. I think he'll be with a different team, but I don't think he'll be retiring.
I think he is retiring, but I could change my mind. So did Tom Brady. All right, Gino, thank you. Stay with us. Coming up on 25 News now at 10. We'll take a last look at your weather. Plus, UT Austin blocks TikTok from their internet servers.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
USA Foundation Repair, in conjunction with 25 News Now, brings you our Pledge of Allegiance every weekday morning. It's your time to reflect and celebrate our greatness as a country, to be a patriot, and to give thanks for living in the best country in the world. And it all began when you recite our pledge. Brought to you by USA Foundation Repair and 25 News Now.
Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You can enjoy endless entertainment and local news updates for free on our 17 over-the-air channels. Connect your TV antenna to your smart TV in 3 easy steps. Connect the coaxial cable from your antenna to the back of your TV. Select the menu button on your remote and navigate to the correct input of your antenna. Find the channel scan option and click it. Setting up your antenna will keep you entertained and informed with the latest weather updates and emergency information for free. Call or email for questions or more information. Stay connected and stay safe.
Texas? Now's the time to gear up and save on a new Ford SUV. Get great deals on our most capable lineup, with a great in-stock selection to choose from, like the spacious and tech-savvy Ford Expedition, or Ford Explorer and Bronco Sport. Ford SUVs, #1 in brand loyalty. Drive select new Ford SUVs today with 0% financing plus up to $3,000 bonus cash plus complimentary maintenance.
Ford is the best in Texas.
UT Austin now blocking access to TikTok on campus Wi-Fi networks. The Texas Tribune reports students and faculty will not be able to access the popular social media app while connected to university internet servers. It's the latest step to limit access to the service after Governor Abbott directed state agencies to ban the app on government-issued devices, citing cybersecurity risks. Military veterans in crisis can now receive free mental health treatment. Veterans can receive inpatient care for up to 30 days and outpatient care for 90 days, as well as receive care at any VA or non-VA health care facility as long as they served honorably for more than 2 years. Suicide remains the 13th leading cause of death among veterans. The National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is available to anyone with a toll-free 3-digit emergency number, 988. Trey has the last look at your weather.
And now one more look at the 7-day forecast. 80 degrees for your day tomorrow. But an alert day because there's a slight marginal risk of severe weather in northeastern counties. We'll keep an eye on that. And 60s and 70s for highs for the rest of the time period. Feeling more like January should. Another good rain chance on Friday night into Saturday. Another chance potentially on your Tuesday. So feeling a little more like January. Cooler temperatures. Lows in the 40s and 50s. A little bit of fog tomorrow morning. And then watch for the rain and cooler temperatures the rest of the day on Wednesday. Back to you.
Finally tonight, the Corvette turned 70 years old today. Chevy's famous sports car made its public debut on this date, 1953, GM's Motorama in New York City. This is the brand new 2024 Corvette E-Ray, the first ever electrified and all-wheel drive Corvette with the electric motors powering the front wheels. It's said to be the quickest ever produced, reaching 60 miles an hour in just 2.6 seconds. The E-Ray goes on sale later this year, starting at just over $104,000. Thanks for joining us for 25 News Now at 10. We're streaming 24/7 Crossroads Today Plus. Join Carolina Astrain and meteorologist Trey Mining. 25 News Now at sunrise, starting at 5 a.m. Good night, everybody.